The dreaded French test is coming, and you must prepare for it because the stakes are high. Your career, your studies, maybe even your future in Canada, in France, or another francophone country depends on it. I've been there more than once. When I came from France to Canada in 2009, I had to pass an English test just to study law here, and then again to apply for permanent residency, and again to obtain a job as part of a bilingual recruitment process. Every single time, it felt like my future depended on it. If you need French for your career, to immigrate, to get a bilingual job, or to prove your professional skills in French, this video is for you. I will describe the main tests that you may face, and I will explain you how AI can help you prepare for it. I'll show you real examples to practice for each section of the exam. Let's get started and start by looking at the main French exams. Test d'évaluation du français, TEF. Its variants include TEF Canada, TEF Québec, TEF IRN. TEF is valid for 2 years. It is internationally recognized, for example, to apply for residency and naturalization processes in France, to immigrate to Canada, or to integrate a school or university. DFP, Diplôme de Français Professionnel. This test is valid for life. It's a career booster. It proves that you can work in French in business, healthcare, tourism, or international relations. But be careful, this test is not valid for immigration in Canada. TCF, Test de connaissance du français. Its variants include TCF Canada, TCF Québec, TCF IRN. Like the TEF, it is valid for 2 years and it can be used for immigration, professional, and academic purposes in France and in Canada. SLE, Second Language Evaluation. This test is unique to Canada's federal government and it is required for bilingual positions. You can only take the test if you're invited to do so. So a quick recap. TEF and TCF. These are good for immigration, studies. DFP. This is to demonstrate professional credibility in specific sectors. SLE. This is for bilingual government jobs in Canada and you must be invited for that test. Now, what do those tests evaluate? Broadly speaking, all of these exams test 4 skills: listening comprehension, reading comprehension, writing, and speaking. Some tests have extras or combine skills differently. For example, the TCF 2 Public has a grammar section that the other variants of the TCF do not. The SLE will group listening and speaking into one oral assessment. There's little variants like this. To choose which test to take, ask yourself, who recognizes the exam? Is it recognized in Canada, in France, another country? And by who is it recognized? Employers, universities, schools. Also ask yourself, what's your goal? Immigration, studies, your career? For example, if you want to show you can handle French in a professional context, the DFP is excellent, but it's not valid in Canada for immigration purposes. If you're targeting a federal government job in Canada, only the SLE matters. If your goal is immigration, TEF or TCF are the ones to focus on. Tell me in the comments below, which exam are you preparing for? And is it for work, study, immigration? Now that you have some clarity on what exam you should prepare for, you probably want to know how to prepare for it, am I right? So, most exam websites have free sample questions and you can practice like this, but you can also use an AI to create unlimited practices. The trick is to use the examples from the website as a model to prompt the AI, and I'm going to show you how. Let's look at prompt templates for each skill: listening, reading, writing, and speaking. For each skills, I prompted using a 3-steps method that I describe in another video. I will add the link below. Check that video and check my playlist on practicing French with AI. Let's look at the first prompt to practice listening skills. Who? You want to explain you are a candidate and that the AI is playing the role of an evaluator, and you also want to give your French level to get a more tailored practice. What? You indicate which exam you are practicing for and which skill. You also want to add links to the actual practice exams so that the AI has a model to create its own practice for you. In the How section, I asked ChatGPT to speak French for 1 minute and then give me 5 multiple choice questions. ChatGPT generated a short dialogue with questions and answer keys. And then, because I wanted to practice listening as opposed to reading, I asked ChatGPT to read the text aloud in voice mode. So with this, I got instant listening practice and could check my understanding by responding to the questions that ChatGPT created. Reading comprehension. Again, I added the who and the what. For the how, I asked ChatGPT to create a short text, 200 words, and an exercise. I tried this with the DFP business at an A2 level. ChatGPT produced a professional email about ordering office supplies and a matching exercise. It's exactly like a real exam question. But I repeat what I said earlier. The key is to provide precise information. So by adding a link to a sample exam question, the AI is much more able to create a practice that is similar to what you would have in a real exam. For writing skills now. Here again, we have the who, you're a candidate, the AI is the evaluator, the what, you're practicing for whatever exam you're practicing, and for the how, I asked to create a writing task based on a requirement for the TCF test at a B1 level, and I linked the page. ChatGPT created a task asking me to draft a text for the website of an organization where I volunteer and that is organizing a music festival. The goal of my text was to attract people to the event. As you can see here on screen, ChatGPT added requirements including using dates and location to introduce the event, providing a rationale, and giving my opinion. And these are great instructions from the AI because they aim to test specific skills like expressing an opinion and vocabulary like giving dates that you are working on at a B1 level. It is a realistic practice, a realistic writing task for your level. For speaking skills, you can use ChatGPT voice mode. I explain how to use that mode in another video. I will add the link below. To practice, open the voice mode and say to the AI that you are a candidate to, for example, the SLE exam, aiming at a C level. Say to the AI that you want to simulate the oral component of the test. Ask the AI to test you as if you were in the real exam and explain the AI where to find an example of the exam. Whether it's TEF, TCF, DFP, or SLE, now you know which test fits your goals and how to practice smarter with AI. If you liked this video, please like, subscribe, and share in your network. Tell me in the comments, which test are you practicing for? And is it for work, study, or immigration? Merci, et à bientôt sur French Ready.